Welcome back to another episode of A Buddhist Married a Mormon. I'm Veronica.
I'm Duke. And we thought we'd start with a very important message that I've been thinking a lot about what we would start with. And we're probably going to reference or link to this video in every subsequent video because it's so important. And that is God scraps. It's in reference to what I call men in religious authority who have positions in certain religions that dole out the God scraps. If you can imagine the rest of us like puppies just waiting for a treat at the dinner table, and these men sitting in a position of authority doling them out to us. That's what it's in reference to.
So why is that such an important message?
Because I believe Jesus came to set us free. And by that I mean he came to set us free from other men. And a lot of times we tend to, in our pursuit of God, look to other men to tell us what we're supposed to believe. And that is not what we're supposed to do. See, a God who can do anything and is capable of anything.
You mean like creating the whole universe?
Like creating the whole universe.
So an all-powerful being.
Right, an all-powerful being does not need that man to dole out the God scraps to you. You can go to God directly, and you can get information from him directly. To be free, as Jesus wanted us to be from other men, men have their own agendas. They have wants. They are greedy. They have sexual desires. They have monetary desires. They have desires for power. All of these different things can affect the reasons they tell you whatever it is they want to tell you. They are manipulating you, and they're using your desire to please God to get what they want. They're mortal men. And even the ones who do intend to do well and right by God may not have the correct answers. They think they're doing the right thing, but in truth, they may not have the answers they think they do.
Is this sort of like when people are coming to our door all the time, peddling their different religion, that they in their hearts believe that they're giving us the right religion?
Those are the good ones, as annoying as they are. They do believe, because they're not getting paid, but they have their own motivations quite often. I was a missionary for the Mormon church myself, and the reason I would go door to door was because I thought I had the truth, and I was trying to please my family. I was trying to please the society, my friends, and all of these different people who expected things from me. And what I got in return was a sense of validation for my belief. And that too can be a motivator for certain people who don't intend to, but are ultimately responsible or part of the equation in manipulating you.
But they don't go out with the intent to be manipulating.
They don't intend to, but they end up becoming part of the army of reasons.
I think that is why a lot of people are very mistrustful about religion, is that they feel they want a connection with God or with Jesus, but they feel very uncomfortable about these people who are always saying our way is the right way, that way is the wrong way.
Right, and they don't want to be told that they're wrong, or they don't want to have somebody dictating, or, as I say in reference to the episode name, doling out the God scraps to them. You can go to God yourself. He is all capable. He does not need that man, the Pope, a prophet, or anyone to come to you directly. He is an all capable God. And
But not even us. Like, not even
us.
Not even us.
Not even us.
Like, don't take our word for it.
See, and this is why this message is so important. There are 3 things that you need to get from anyone who professes to preach on God's behalf. They will tell you what they think. A lot of guys out there doing that. They'll tell you why they think it. Yeah, a little less, but still a lot of them doing that. Very few of them will consistently and constantly tell you to go to God yourself and ask him for yourself what is true, if what they're saying is true. And without that critical component, you may be being manipulated. And that includes us. We're just humans too. We're going to tell you what we think and why we think it. But the reason this is the first episode is because you need to know that you need to take it to God, that anything we say could be right, could be wrong. We might have really good sounding logic, but it could be wrong. And you need to take that to God about everything you hear. And it doesn't matter what religion you claim to be. Every religion, and I was looking this up in the Quran too, just to make sure, just to double check. And there is, in Islam, references to seeking God in the private place. Christianity says the same thing. Go seek God in a private place. And it says it in the Buddhists too, talk about, seeking God internally. And
well, I believe that Buddhist went up on a mountain with the same questions that we all have. He was up there for 3 weeks,
mm-hmm.
and he fasted and prayed and meditated.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came down from the mountain, he told everyone, I finally heard God's voice.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, find me inside.
Mm-hmm.
Don't find me out there.
Right. Well, and the thing is he's not the first person to say that. In the Bible, it says that too. Go seek God in the private place. Go find yourself a closet and talk to God in the private place. A closet? Yeah.
Like a closet?
Literally a closet. You're to shut yourself off and seek him directly.
I don't want people out there like hiding in their closets.
Well, that's what it says to do. and I don't think he means like literally a closet. I think it's in reference to being alone with no interference from someone else. Not your pastor, not the Pope, not your anyone, just you and him. Because God wants relationship, and he wants you to seek him directly and personally. If relationship sounds alien to you, I understand. It was very alien to me. I was raised in a very devout Mormon household, and we were taught to do everything the church leadership told us to do, and that anything they said was synonymous with God. So I didn't think I had to approach God because these men who I'd been taught my entire life spoke for God were all I had to listen to. And that's not true. You need to go and ask God for yourself about everything. And it's part of your relationship with that being. And you will be, in doing so, in pursuing God that way, you will be free of the manipulations of men. And that is what it means to be that Christ came to free men.
I think if people are having difficulty in feeling God directly inside of themselves, we could do a future episode or put it on our Patreon site on how to pray and meditate and have that direct feeling.
There's lots of ways to connect with God. God is an all-capable person, and you will be amazed at the different ways that he can communicate with you. He, it, whatever you want to refer to him as. She, even. It doesn't, I think personally it defies a limitation of body, but you take a being with that kind of power, and by seeking them out, they will communicate with you in everything from dreams to just insights to
a gut instinct.
Gut instincts, you're actually very good at that. It's a talent she has.
A feeling in your heart that even though this particular course of action is going to be more difficult, that it is the right course of action. And that comes from somewhere.
Well, see, and that's the other thing I wanted to convey is by pursuing God personally and directly and establishing this relationship, well, you'll find yourself desiring certain baser instincts less and pursuing God and what he wants more. And religions talk about this. They say, well, here's the 10 commandments. You shouldn't this and you shouldn't that. And a lot of people have struggle obeying those rules because deep down inside, they don't desire to obey them. They have these baser instincts that they want to obey. And the only way to combat them is to want something else. Well, how do you do that? You pursue a relationship with God. And by doing it more and loving him more, you will inherently and over time lose those other baser instincts because you will desire God more than you desire those things. And it all boils down to the same thing. The only way to achieve that is to seek God directly, alone. And I know that there are people out there who might be watching this who have been raised up in a regimented religion. It could be Catholicism, it could be Judaism, it could be
Baptism.
Islam, Baptists. There's a number of different religions, and it doesn't matter what your background is. You've been brought up to see these men in authority as the authority, and they're
the mouthpiece, basically.
The mouthpiece of God himself. And to hear what I'm saying to you might sound like spiritual anarchy. And it's not. It's actually the reverse of what you're thinking.
You know what it is? It's cutting out the middleman.
It is cutting out the middleman. God does not need those authority figures, those men who are mortal and prone to mistakes, no matter how righteous they may perceive, or you may perceive them to be.
And we all know how many bad things have happened in churches.
Yeah. When you're listening to somebody to tell you what you're supposed to believe, you are immediately susceptible to the manipulations of a man, no matter how pious he might appear to be to you. That if you esteem him, if you put them on a pedestal before God himself, you're not a Christian anymore. You're a Bobbist. You're a Chuckist. You're
a Bobbist?
Yeah. You're listening to Bob.
Oh, okay.
You're listening to Chuck.
Chuck. Oh, right.
You're listening to someone, not God. You're not a Christian anymore.
So I guess what we're asking is that people who listen to us or listen to their church pastors or their bishops or whoever, that they seek a relationship directly with God, that they say, hey, God, I heard this, you know, let me pray with you. Is that true? Or is that real? Or because we are all infallible, because we are men.
We're mortal.
Or, well, women. We're mortals.
Men in the general human sense. And that's the thing, I'm not interested in getting tithes from many of our viewers. I'm not interested in telling them that they're going to hell if they don't believe what I'm saying. I'm telling you not to believe what I'm saying. I'm telling you to take it to God and believe what he tells you about it. And that is the crux of this entire episode. Do not accept God scraps from me or any man. Go to God yourself. He is an all-capable God. He does not need any of us to communicate with you directly. And that's the point.
We are just here to have a discussion about these issues as a community with you, our friends. It is not our intention to minister to you or preach to you. We
create a following, a cult.
We don't want any of that. We want to be friends with you, have a fellowship with you, discuss ideas with you, share our ideas with you. You will share your ideas with us.
And to share the experience of true freedom in pursuing God yourself, and to be an independent and experience what it is to be truly sovereign, and free from the manipulations of those who might be using your desire to please God against you. And that's why we decided that this was the most important first video we can create. So
we look forward to including you on these conversations and hope you join us for our next episode. We have many topics that we have planned, so follow us or subscribe so you'll know when we've posted a new video. If you have questions, please leave in the comment section and we'll check there from time to time and might respond to your post on a future show. You can always email or chat with us in our backstage community on patreon.com. Thank you, friends, for joining us, and we'll see you next time.